In this series, I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to strip away all the complexity and hard graft and teach you how to cook amazing food standing on your head. That is amazing. Incredibly tender. From the kitchen novice to the budding chef, I'm going to give you the confidence, the recipes and the insider knowledge to make you a much better cook. Lemon zest works brilliantly well with those chili flakes.
I've been cooking in professional kitchens for over 25 years.
Yeah, English, of course. See, right now.
I've been taught by some of the best chefs in the world, and in turn, I've taught some of the best.
You don't have to be diced every time. Relax up a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to show you some simple and accessible recipes for fantastic food that you can easily cook at home.
Incredible.
I'll be holding you by the hand.
All that freshness oozing over those amazing ribs.
Teaching you everything from how to cook one-pot wonders to baking, TV dinners and my ultimate feast recipes.
This is the only cookery course you'll ever need.
Welcome to my ultimate cookery course.
Packed with quick cooking tips, know-how and 100 recipes to stake your life on.
Right, this is my guide to amazing home-cooked street food classics. Street food gets its name because it's cooked and eaten on the streets. From the hawker markets in Asia to the New York hot dog stands, there are some great chefs out there serving seriously delicious food that you can eat on the go. My first recipe is a special mix of fantastic flavors from around the world. Beef tacos with wasabi mayo.
The great thing about street food is anything goes. The only rule is they've got to be really fast and really tasty. Now, these tacos mix a Mexican and Japanese flavors into a delicious, meaty mouthful. First off, get that pan really nice and hot. These are sirloin steaks. Sear it in the pan with all that fat on. It'll add flavour. Salt and pepper. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil in. Pan nice and hot. Hold up the steak and lay it in. Always lay away. Give the pan a little shake and it stops the steak from sticking. We're looking for colour. If it sticks, it's going to burn.
While the steaks are cooking, I can get on with my super quick marinade.
Now, 2 tablespoons of miso paste. That's a fermented soybean. That gives a really nice sort of rich sweetness. Tablespoon of sugar, a couple of tablespoons rice wine. That gives it a really nice vinegary kick. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm looking for a nice sort of thick, rich marinade.
Marinade done, it's time to turn the steaks.
Tilt the pan and to give the steaks a little baste. All we're doing every time is just adding more and more flavour. Take your tongs and sort of lift the steak on its back and really melt all that fat down. Off with the gas. Take them out. Just take your knife. See all that fat there? Just slice that off. I don't want any of that. Now, in to the marinade. Beautiful.
Tacos are one of Mexico's most popular street foods. They can be made from beef, pork, chicken or fish and are loaded up with amazing sauces and spices.
Now, I want something sort of pickly. Cabbage. These are Chinese cabbages. Slice it in half. And look at it, really crisp and really tasty. We're going to slice that into quarters and then just shred it and take your time. Think of cabbage here and you think of sort of braised, overcooked cabbage. Nothing worse. But in a taco, you want freshness. A little season of chili flakes. They sort of discreetly give it a little bit of heat. A little touch of rice wine vinegar. If you haven't got that, fresh lemon juice. A small drop of toasted sesame seed oil. Give that a really good mix. Now I need something to sort of bring it together. We take some wasabi paste. Very hot, very spicy, a sort of thumbnail size. I'm gonna mix that with a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise and give that a really good mix. These are basic corn tortilla. The trick is to sort of colour them and then shape them. Actually place it on the gas ring. Use some tongs so as not to burn yourself.
You can also toast your tacos in a frying pan.
From there, I'm just going to place it on the rolling pin. Literally 30 seconds as it cools down.
The great thing about serving tacos is people can fill them themselves, just the way they want them.
Cabbage, just squeeze out wet marinade. Like a nice, rustic little mountain. Mayonnaise on. Wait to see how soft and delicious and almost sort of melting in the mouth texture we've got on this amazing sirloin. So we've got that really nice sear around the outside. It's just nice and pink in the middle. Start off with my crispy shell. Back of the spoon with the wasabi mayonnaise inside the taco. And just sprinkle that delicious pickled cabbage. And then just start lining my taco with 3 or 4 slices. A touch more of my spicy mayo. And that is how I'd make the perfect taco. When you want comfort food quick, fast food classics always deliver.
Here are 3 more of my street food favourites, all super easy, but still put the gourmet into grab and go. This street food dish packs a wonderful Indian influence. Subtly spiced chicken wrap. Grab a mortar and pestle to make a spicy marinade for the chicken. Crack open cardamom pods and add ground ginger, coriander, cinnamon, grated nutmeg, cloves of garlic, fresh coriander, lemon juice, olive oil, and season. Now pulverise to form a paste. Pour over the chicken thighs and leave to marinate for up to 2 hours. To cook, griddle on a high heat to get wonderfully charred meat. Once the chicken is cooked, warm through tortilla wraps on the same griddle. Then simply slice your chicken and put your wrap together. Top with shredded cabbage, chopped spring onion, and your favourite chilli sauce. Ready in 20 minutes, sticky, succulent, and utterly Moorish spiced chicken wrap. You'll find my next fast food classic all over America. Tasty chili dogs. For super quick and easy beef chili, add chopped onions to hot olive oil and cook until soft. Then add chopped garlic, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and stir to release their lovely aromatic flavour. Next, chili powder. Turn up the heat and break beef mince into the pan. Brown and season. Add tomato puree and cook through. Next, a glug of spicy Worcestershire sauce. Chopped tin tomatoes, dried oregano, add a sprinkle of sugar, cook Frankfurter or Bratwurst sausages, bung in a bun, and simply top with the spicy beef chili. Easy and irresistible, a dog worth crossing the street for. My third street food inspired recipe is Vietnamese style baguette with beef. Start slicing sirloin steak into strips. Then simply marinate in soy sauce, the salty, and runny honey, the sweet. And leave for up to 2 hours. Then thread your marinated beef strips onto skewers. and pan fry in hot olive oil. For the topping, which adds a lovely sour contrast, grate carrot and simply leave to pickle in rice vinegar. Next, make the easy dressing. Simply deseed and chop a chilli, add caster sugar and lime juice, add a glug of fish sauce, slice a baguette. When lovely and brown, the marinated steak skewers are done. Remove and add. Top with the pickled carrot. Add cool sliced cucumber. Drizzle over the spicy dressing. And to finish it off, add coriander leaves. Simple to make, but complex in flavour. Absolutely delicious. 3 stunning recipes from the streets to your home, guaranteed to take food on the run to a whole new level.
And so simple to do. You don't need to spend a fortune on masses of kitchen equipment.
Here's my quick guide to another cooking essential.
Frying pan. For me, one of my favourites. Why? Because it's so versatile. Whether you're searing the most amazing rack of lamb, cooking duck breast, sautéing chicken, or even a quick omelette, or even frying an egg, all in one.
Look for an oven-proof frying pan with a metal handle if you want to cook like pros, by finishing off your dish in the oven or under a hot grill. Just don't forget, when you take it out, the handle will be hot. If you can, get a high-quality non-stick one with a thick, heavy base which will distribute the heat evenly.
Brilliant.
Coming up on my guide to street food, more essential cooking tips.
As it starts to cook, it gets a lot firmer. Medium is there.
And my guide to buying chocolate.
Good quality fine chocolate should have that clean snap.
For a street food recipe to satisfy the sweetest of tooth.
That one's got my name on it.
Welcome back to my ultimate cookery course. Next, on my guide to street food, I'll be whipping up an indulgent, finger-licking treat.
That is amazing.
But first, like any passionate chef, I want the best ingredients I can find, whether it's for savoury or sweet dishes.
Next up, my guide to buying chocolate.
Chocolate gives you such an instant hit. It's well worth knowing about the good stuff. And who better to ask than award-winning alchemist of the sweetest kind, Paul Young.
Even when I don't want to think about it, I'm thinking about it.
His cutting-edge approach to chocolate making has won him accolades around the world.
So when you're out shopping, the best way is to look at your chocolate bar, look on the back and look at the percentage. That gives you how much cocoa is in the bar. And the more cocoa, the more rich, intoxicating flavour. So the most exciting bit is tasting chocolate. Good quality fine chocolate should have that clean snap. Bite a piece off and crunch it in your teeth. But stop chewing. Let it melt. Move it around the mouth, and you'll find that by letting it melt, even dark chocolate that you've had before that seems quite bitter won't be. When you chew quickly, it releases tannin. It releases all the bitterness in the chocolate. Letting it melt, it's smoother and richer, and you get all the flavour. And most excitingly is, it releases something into the brain called dopamine, which makes you feel good. And that's how you get addicted to real chocolate.
Chocolate's not just an addictive treat, it's an amazing ingredient. Here's my take on which kind to use for what. White chocolate, with its sweet vanilla taste, is perfect used as a dipping or pouring sauce with fresh fruit or frozen berries for a quick dessert. Creamy milk chocolate is great for family-friendly puddings and treats, like quick baked cakes or melt it onto homemade crepes or waffles. Dark chocolate is rich and intense. I like using 70% cocoa stuff. Use it for ice creams that really pack a punch. 100% pure cocoa has a very powerful, intense taste, and only the real chocolate geeks eat it straight. And remember, chocolate isn't just for sweet dishes. For the famous Mexican mole sauce, this is the one to grab.
Is there anything better than chocolate? They say sex, but that's totally overrated.
Chocolate is the key ingredient in my favourite sweet fast food dishes, which at their best are always irresistible, instant and utterly satisfying. So when you want an indulgent chocolate hit, my next recipe will be right up your alley. Malt chocolate doughnuts.
Street food is all about satisfying your cravings. These doughnuts are sweet, sticky, and absolutely delicious. First off, we're going to make the dough. Now, this dough takes a bit of time, but it's really exciting.
I'm heating all of the milk with the sugar.
This yeast, easy to get hold of. And when you make fresh doughnuts, you need fresh yeast.
Adding some of the warm milk to the yeast will activate it, which will help the dough to rise.
Just half. Give that a quick whisk. The sugar's dissolved in the milk. The fresh yeast disintegrates instantly.
Set the yeast mixture to one side while it does its job. To start the main dough mix, I'm adding half the butter to the remaining milk.
That gives the dough a nice silkiness. I want it light. So melt the butter into the milk. Flour into a sieve. That helps to make the dough nice and smooth. And you know what? When you've got a smooth dough, it sort of rises evenly.
Add a pinch of salt and 2 egg yolks. Pour in the warm milk and melted butter.
Don't start over-mixing it. When you over-mix the dough of a donut, it gets really tight. You're not going to let it aerate. Yeast in. Ooh, nice and warm. I love that smell. Now, I'm looking for a sort of elasticy texture. Just dropping off the spoon. Nice. Flour the board. Take the dough out. Lovely. Lightly sprinkle, touch more flour, and just pull it over and push in. And every time you're sort of turning it, almost like you're turning the dough into itself. The dough should just sort of relax. And it shouldn't be sticking to your fingers now. It's just nice and pliable. Set that in a nice clean bowl. A little sprinkling of flour in there. So as it starts to rise, it doesn't stick. Cover that with thin film.
Leave the dough to rise in a warm place for 60 to 90 minutes until it's doubled in size. This stage is called proving.
Now, whilst that's proving, get a pan on.
For the chocolate filling or ganache, pour 500 ml of double cream into a saucepan and add honey. Bring the mixture to a gentle boil.
Traditionally, we've always put jam in there, but chocolate and donuts, wow, to die for. Add the cream. Now give that a good mix. The butter elevates the ganache into a really nice, shiny chocolate coat. Look at that. Whoa. Give it a really nice whisk. So the whisking gives it that aerated texture to the ganache. You're just lightening the load a little bit. Wow. Nice.
Chocolate filling done. Put it in the fridge to cool, then it's time to gently roll out the dough.
Just let it roll naturally, about 1.5 centimetres in depth. Slice. 1, 2. Place them on to your tray and let them rise again.
Once the donuts have had 30 to 40 minutes to rise, it's time to shallow fry them in a pan filled 1/3 full with hot vegetable oil.
Risen, but look, they're sort of like little pockets of air. Right, here we go. Place these in nice and carefully. 4 maximum. If there's too many in the pan, the oil will go cold and the donuts will come out soggy. Turn them over. Beautiful. They're going to come out into some sugar mixed with some malt powder, 50-50. How do you tell they're actually cooked in the centre? Tap on top, it should be hollow. In, and just sprinkle the malt and the sugar. Shake off the excess. I get so excited every time I make donuts. Now, look at those beauties.
These are delicious, eaten as they are. But the ganache is going to be the icing on the cake.
Piping bag. Peel the bag over your hand. Don't forget to pop the nozzle in. I want the texture, almost like a little liquid inside. So I'm going to pipe them when they're a little bit warm. Hopefully you've got that burst of magic. Operation Donut. Lift up the donut, squeeze, push in and fill. Just till you start seeing that chocolate coming out. And sit that back down. Nice. Sit them on there. They've got a little bit heavier, and we all know why. Nice. That one's got my name on it. Oh, that is amazing. Oh. Next, my tricks of the trade and kitchen tips.
Starting with how to do your steak the way you want it.
I want to cook my steak rare, so by touching the steak, I want the same feedback as it is on the inside of my thumb. That's rare. As it starts to cook, it gets a lot firmer. Medium is there, semi-firm with a slight resistance. Well done is there. Rare.
A great tip for getting meat or fish to cook faster is to score it, which allows the heat to penetrate quicker. This also allows marinades to be absorbed more deeply. For stain-free Tupperware, coat it thinly with oil, which acts as a barrier between plastic and food. It's so easy to make your own chili sherry to use in quick stir-fries or sauces. Take 450 ml of dry sherry, such as Fino, and using a funnel, pour into a sterilised bottle. Add 5 whole Thai chilies, seal with a cork or lid, and leave to infuse for a couple of weeks. My tip for using any discarded chili seeds is plant them to grow yourself some new chili peppers. Plant in an eggshell or seedling trays. Start them indoors and move outside when they're ready. Follow my Ultimate Cookery Course crammed with key lessons. Top tips and 100 recipes to stake your life on, and you'll literally be cooking yourself into a better chef. To collect selected recipes from the show, go to my scrapbook at channel4.com/Gordon. Go on, get cooking. Next time, my ultimate guide to baking. More great kitchen tips.
A lot of chefs sort of need it for the second time, but I'm looking for a really nice light focaccia.
How to make the most of your ingredients.
Blend your own together so that you can get the flavour that you want with the performance that you want.
And more fantastic dishes to stake your life on.
Whoa, I just want to dive in there.
All aboard for the campus dating show to hit Channel 4. Gox, the captain, in baggage tonight at 8. But next, we're off to find the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Come Dine With Me.